fine morning, Thomas was just finishing his breakfast when Bertie came steaming into the shed, puffing with excitement. Thomas, he said, there's a group of really angry women coming through the railway gates, and they're carrying signs like, Thomas is a sexist pig, and ban Thomas. And Thomas reinforces sex role stereotypes. Give me a look, said Thomas. What a bunch of ugly lesos. Now that's not quite fair, Thomas, said Bertie. They do have a point. For instance, why is it that only boys can be engines? Because I like having boys around me, said Thomas. Now come back into the shed and I'll show you my funnel. Later that week, however, the fat controller called a meeting of all the engines. Is everyone here? He called out. Alfred isn't here, cried Damien the Diesel. Well, where is he? Bellowed the fat controller angrily. He's shunting Edgar in the maintenance shed, cried crazy Bartholomew, the local locomotive. Now settle down, said the fat controller. I've something very important to tell you. I have here an order from the Equal Opportunity Commission, which tells us that from now on, we've got to have female engines. The engines didn't like this idea at all. They booed and hissed the fat controller. Boo, hiss, boo, boo, hiss. 3 weeks later, the first female engines arrived, and everyone was surprised by how well they fitted in. In fact, Edgar and Toby even said that they preferred working with female engines because they had nicer couplings. Thomas could go either way. Thomas woke up early one morning, looking forward to another hard day's work. However, a strike had been called that day due to a dispute over rosters and a series of outstanding claims on award restructuring, which had been presented to arbitration and had been referred back to delegates, who found the conditions unacceptable. So Thomas stayed in bed again. It was Thursday, and Thomas was sitting in the shed calculating how much his 17% holiday pay loading would add up to if the Arbitration Commission backdated his log of claims to July the 23rd. After he did that, he went back to sleeping. 2 weeks later, and the strike was over on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were back at work, except Thomas had an RDO and took a day from his holiday leave to get a 4-day long weekend. It was the Tuesday of the following week, and the fat controller asked Thomas to shunt Clarabelle out of the yard. Oh no! Thomas had done his back and his own work care. The fat controller is furious. Gordon, the union rep, called another strike, and all the engines went out again.